Of council. I would like to call this special meeting of council to order on July 21st at 12:02 p.m. May I have an approval of the agenda? Councilor Wong.
Approving the agenda.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Councilor Lundmark, all in favor? Carried. First is 2.1 resolutions. A resolution to approve additional paving section of Oak Street 2023097. Resolution 2023-097, moved by Councillor Wong, second by Councillor Chong. Whereas under the current Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program project, Juniper Drive is undergoing road renewal between Oak Street and Selkirk Drive. And whereas it was noted that a small stretch of Oak Street, 60 meters between Juniper Drive and Thompson Drive, has significantly deteriorated in condition. And whereas the City of Thompson worked with the contractor Maple Leaf Construction and engineering team ACOM to calculate an estimate for reclaiming this surface to build base and then add a 2-inch lift of asphalt on top. And whereas the cost of this additional work will be between $40,000 and $60,000. Now therefore be it resolved that council approve the additional road work to include 60 meters of Oak Street with an additional cost of up to $60,000, which will be transferred from the gas tax reserve. Administration, Kyle?
So again, just some ISIP project background. You know, the roads were surveyed back in 2018 and 2019. Juniper Drive was part of the project. But they failed to look at that road between that section of Oak Street between Thompson Drive and Juniper. Been deteriorated for a point. There's actually a photo of it in your package that was taken, I believe, a week ago, just showing the condition. Oak Street, that section of Oak Street is a big feeder. That feeds Juniper Drive, but also feeds Poplar, Cypress, and other areas. So it's a key area to access that neighborhood. So it's felt like while we're in the area of paving, this would be a good opportunity to get that little stretch paved. The basis of estimate is based on a similar stretch of road in Thompson, which is that section of Wolf Street between Thompson Drive and Deerwood Drive. They're almost identical in width and length. So that's the resolution in front of you today, is to approve this, and it'll get paved as part of the paving work that's ongoing right now in the city of Thompson.
Thank you. Councillor Wong is mover.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just want to clarify, does that mean all the way to the adjacent to the Thompson Drive, that stretch, right?
Yeah, it's the stretch between Thompson Drive and Juniper Drive.
So there's one house in between.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Okay.
One house on either side.
I appreciate that you guys realize that, because I drive there every day. Every time I go through there, I was cursing.
Yeah.
So I like, it looks like they already prepared to do a little bit. They the Juniper.
Yeah.
But now you guys have to go off, because the worst part is when approaching to the Thompson Drive, there's a lot of pothole there. Anyway, I appreciate that you guys realize and willing to do this. And also, I also mentioned before about the gas tax, which is just what we utilize for. That's exactly what I tried to make a point at that time perfectly. And the price, I think, is reasonable. And I kind of estimate that time, and it looked like, is it going to be between, or is it going to be more depend?
No, I was told 60 is the ceiling. The difference in the 40 to 60 is depending on how much base they need to add. They've kind of worked on taking the material out and putting what's there. If they have to crown it, councillor, to get that drainage in there, that might be a little extra, but I've been told 60,000.
This is from the contract.
This is from the
Councillor Lundmark.
Yeah, I'll be supporting this for sure. The fact that we can get this for that price is a reasonable price. We're not paying for mold and demold, and we can get these two roads connected. People that I've spoken to that have seen some of the stuff, some of the new roads that are in there are so excited and happy, appreciative. I said, hey, you guys are doing something. Dave told me we're doing something right. It wasn't the same a couple of weeks ago You know, and people often say you can't break it up, you can't make an almond without breaking a couple of eggs. But yeah, appreciate that you guys caught that and you're getting that connected. Looks great. Thank you very much. And you know what? Price of any of these things is not going to go down. Right? We all know that everything is going up the wrong direction. So whatever we can get done right now, for especially when these folks are here, is really appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Valentino.
Thank you, Mayor Smook. I'm definitely going to support this also. Similar to Councillor Lundmark's comments, I mean, it is so rewarding to see some of these streets being completed now, and underneath them is new water and sewer. So I know it's been with some frustration to the departments, but it's got to be rewarding. So definitely support this little bit to get it done also. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. I just want to addition, since we are doing this, there's a few more streets that a small stretch need to be addressed. So would you guys willing to look into that? Since they're up here, maybe we can get a better deal for that particular.
Thank you. Anthony?
Yeah, so if there are streets that councillors have a concern, you can forward them to myself and the director. We could bring that forward and have a look. Obviously our focus right now is to make sure we do ISIP first.
For sure.
But if there are others, we could always bring them forward. It's really council's decision as long as there's budget available. So if there are, forward them our way, we'll have a look.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor, is your hand still up or you have another question?
So she thinks.
All right, I'll take that as a no. Yeah, I too, like Councillor Wong, drive that little stretch of street every day and was wondering the exact same thing. So definitely appreciative of getting that done, and thank you. So with that, if there's no more questions, comments, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Carried.
Mayor,
Yeah.
we don't know Councillor Colburn's voting.
Pardon? Oh,
Councillor Colburn.
so Councillor Colburn, I'm sorry. Do you have any, I'd like to say you've just joined us? Councillor Colburn, are you voting on this resolution?
You're still muted.
You're muted.
We'll just have to record it as not voting.
Yeah, we'll record you as a non-vote.
Okay, I'm here now.
Okay.
Okay,
Do you have any comments?
I'm good with it, my girl.
Okay, so again, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
I do.
Okay, thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Resolution 2.2 is a resolution to approve the insurance claim shortfall of 97 McGill. Resolution 2023-098, moved by Councillor Lundmark, seconded by Councillor McIver. Be it resolved that Council approve administration to access the funds required to cover the insurance claim shortfall at a cost not to exceed $43,825 for 97 McGill Place. And be it further resolved that the funds be borne from the building reserve account. Administration?
Thank you. The city owns this property. It was taken back in the 2019 tax sale. The amount of money that was assessed to the city for this tax sale was $23,794. It's my understanding that just prior to the fire that occurred last year, the council of the day had requested administration to put the property up for sale. Unfortunately, the fire occurred and that stalled everything. It's taken a long time for the insurance company to come back to us with a firm price because of the asbestos that's contained within the building. And Manders Construction is the only qualified firm to do that agreement. So once we get the building demolished, will be good at council for direction on whether we should be selling the property.
Thank you. Councillor Lundmark is the mover.
Okay, I got a couple questions for administration, I guess, in this, see that there was 23,000, we're gonna receive 132,400 for, and I presume that would go into general revenue?
The insurance claim, yes.
So then, that's, 52,000 less than what, Leo assumed that they would cost to make repairs for 182,000. Either way, we're getting 132, and we're going to take 43,000 out of our building revenue to demolish it, and then this would go back on to sell the land.
That's correct.
Okay, so now it's going to be off the tax roll, and we can do something with it. Big thing. And I just did a quick calculation that we still have 874,628 left in the building revenue account. So I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Any other questions, Councillor Wong?
My question is it possible to sell as this? Is it a law requirement we need to demolish it before we can sell? Because from what I understand is we're going to spend this money just to cut it down, demolish it, just a piece of land we sell after. Am I right or wrong?
It's my understanding that the building is unsafe.
Are they going to rebuild the building or with that price, or just demolish it?
It's just demolished.
It's just to demolish it. So the province wouldn't let us demolish it ourselves because it had asbestos containing material.
I got that point, but what I'm saying, like, are we allowed to sell as is?
If council were to direct us to that, we could put it on the market and see if someone wants it, but that's, yeah, we were working under the impression of demolishing it to make it safe.
The other question is, Madam Mayor, is this contract in tender out?
No, it's because the insurance company worked with the only provider locally who is certified to do the asbestos removal. So that's what part of what took so long to get these prices is the insurance company was seeking out the cost to do the work.
Okay, thank you for the information. After I gather this, I think we do have alternative to look into this property, not just to spend the money and demolish it based on what you know. Speaking to my question. Anyway, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Lundmark?
Respectfully, I think we'd be better off to demolish it. I mean, the fact is, we know there's asbestos in it. So we'd be hiring somebody to demolish it that knows how to deal with it, is required to follow the rules, right? If we were to sell this, knowing that, if you're concerned with that liability, I know we could, but I prefer to just demolish it, make sure that it's done right, and get it off our books. And then we could, once that's done, we have a piece of land that we can use for our stock for somebody else to build in. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor McGregor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My comments are the same as the Lundmark is demolish it and why give it to even if the problem somebody said it is, and it'll be safer if we get it demolished and everything clear to start fresh again. So I agree with you.
Thank you.
The building in question is right adjacent to the parking lot is at school. And the uniform decorating, if you look at his quote, which was attached to the memo, and they state that it is unsafe to enter that building. I guess from a safety perspective, with all of the children that are in the adjacent lot, I would worry about people getting into the building. There have been instances, I believe, where the boarding that was put up has been removed and city staff have to go and replace it. So I believe there's some urgency in getting this building done.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Valentino?
Thank you, Mayor Smook. Yeah, I definitely agree to demolish it. I agree with Councillor Lundmark's comments and Councillor McIver. yeah, I think we get rid of it. We know the issues there. And this has been going on since what, 2018, 2019. So it's time to deal with this and move forward. Thanks.
Any other comments? Earl, did you have any comments? Yes, sir.
Yes, well, I tried to buy that property a long time ago and they wouldn't sell it to me. But you're saying, I didn't quite get it all. You're saying that insurance is giving us so much and Leo's going to charge us more?
Anthony?
Yeah, so what was said there was that the insurance is the cost to demolish it because it has asbestos is 185,000, but insurance is giving us 132,000. So we're asking for the balance so that we can demolish it and make the site safe. And the administration has concerns about the safety because kids have been getting into the building.
Okay, thanks.
Councilor Wong?
Thank you, Madam. I get that with that perspective. I do understand the safety part. But if someone willing to take over and pay the price to demolish themselves, I think there will be another alternative. That's what I'm talking about. So when you do the math right now, we shop for $43,000 plus the $20-some thousand that the tax sales did not success. So we talk about 60-some thousand that we have to pump out to get this lot clear. At this time of the year, the market, can we recoup $60,000 a month based on the market value right now?
I couldn't answer that. We'd have to, whatever council gave us as a reserve bid, we would put that as a reserve bid. So if council tells us to put it for the reclaiming the taxes and excess cost, we put it to market and see if someone will bid on it.
So that's the only thing I want to talk about. That's other than that, I totally agree with the safety part of it. So, but sometimes when it comes to business, you got to look at the money. Are we going to ditch out the money to clean up, and at the end, we're not going to recoup the money and we're going to short? So if we willing to take the loss, why can't we take the loss now and get rid of it and for someone to take care of it, right? That's how I look at it. There's always an alternative. That's what I'm talking about. Anyways, whatever the majority like to do, and I'll be okay with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor, no comment?
No, that's fine. I was just gonna comment that we'd still be left with an unsafe property because
Oh, you froze.
I'm back.
You're back, okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any more comments, Earl?
No.
Okay. Kathy, you were froze. Do you want to? No, you're okay. Thank you. I do feel that it would be in our best interest to get the building demolished, have the site ready for, you know, whether we sell it or however we work with it down the future, and get it off the books, because definitely I've seen kids hanging around there when I can go to the healing center and that right in the backyard and that. So definitely I think we should go for the demo, but it'll be as the bid. So seeing as how there's no more comments, I'll call for the question. Who's in favor of the resolution? Opposed? Is carried.
All right. I'm
you.
against.
You're against? Okay.
Yeah.
It's still carried, thank you. Call for adjournment. Councilor Lundberg, Councilor Deputy Mayor Valentino, all in favor?
All right.